'Tis the season to be really jolly here on Miss Earth Crown. After a successful and unparalleled coverage of Miss Earth 2020, Miss Earth Crown moves forward with a new look, a new brand, and new original content. This is MEC TV. This Christmas season, witness the premiere of our brand new show, In Focus, a show where we ask important questions, one-on-one. And for the premiere season of In Focus, all eyes are on Miss Earth USA 2021. And our American queens will be here to prove why they should be the next Miss Earth USA. And in the coming year, get ready for a bigger and bolder Miss Earth 2021, the MEC coverage, with our shows that will definitely keep you posted. MEC in Focus, one-on-one, hot button, hot topics. MEC Inside Stories, interviews with present and past queens, and more special guests. An MEC Pageant Roundup, your weekly dose of Miss Earth pageant analysis during the Miss Earth season. So join us starting this holiday season and in the coming year with a heavy dose of Miss Earth that only MEC TV can deliver.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Miss Earth Round page. This is episode 3 of our In Focus series for Miss Earth USA 2021. My God, I can't believe you're saying 2021 already. My name is Noy Sabelan, and I'm the chief correspondent of MEC. And to all of our fans here in the Philippines, maraming salamat for tuning in. And to all of our fans in the United States and of course from around the world, thank you so much for tuning in to our extra special interview session with one of our candidates for Miss Earth USA 2021. So please, as always, we are going to expect your enthusiastic participation in the comment section because you will have a chance to ask your questions live later on in the show. But now, we are so excited. I am so excited personally because I've been wanting to do this interview for a long time. And finally, it's happening tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our live interview with Miss Wisconsin Earth 2021. Let's all welcome Emma Loney.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I am so thankful to have this opportunity to get to speak to you all. The sun is just rising here in Wisconsin, and I know it's nighttime in the Philippines. So it's just amazing that we were able to make this happen, and I am just so thankful for the opportunity.
Yay! Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the beautiful Emma Loney. First, I'd like to say thank you so much for being here on our live interview, our In Focus episode 3. First, I'd like to ask, how is everything going with you right now, Emma?
Thank you so much for asking. Everything is going super awesome. I actually just finished up my last final on Wednesday, so I am officially on break. But of course, that does not mean break because we are now in pageant mode as we prepare for Miss Earth USA. So just switching gears to put all of my focus into competing in the next couple of weeks. Of course, pageant preparation is a nonstop job going all year, preparing. But being a first year in law school, it's extremely demanding. So now that I finished finals, I have that, weight off of myself. So I'm, really thankful I'm finished and really excited to, just continue preparing for Miss Earth USA.
Wow. So I think I should say congratulations for surviving your first semester of law
Thank you.
school. Yes, I could just imagine the hard work and the dedication you had to put into the first semester. We're gonna talk more about that in a little bit, but I think I will
Absolutely.
have to switch to our comment section because we have one commenter saying hi right now. We have someone who'd like to say hi, Edison
Oh,
Fernando Bernardo.
hello. I am
There you
I've
go.
been working with him all year. He is an amazing person, has been a huge help to me, and will have an exciting thing to release, when we get closer to the pageant.
Yes, yes. Again, definitely it's going to be an exciting ride and journey for you, Emma. Thank you so much, Edison, for watching. Again, to all of the fans who are tuning in right now, please do not be shy to place your comments and your questions for Emma Loney because right now we are going to start off our conversation with the beautiful Miss Wisconsin Earth with our brand new signature segment here on Miss Earth Round, which is what we call Emma's year-round highlights. There you go. So since we are talking about of course Christmas season, we are all in holiday mode. We thought of like talking about the year-round highlights of Emma. And what we did is we actually looked for some photos from your Instagram, Emma. I hope you don't
Yes,
mind. We got
I
some
do not.
photos. And I should say the photos that I found were really interesting. I think one of the best IGs I've ever seen from any Miss Earth USA candidate. Really great, really
Wow, thank
curated
you.
well. That is why um, I was able to get a lot of great photos, which actually symbolize some of the year-round highlights of you, Emma.
Well,
So what we're
thank
going to do
you.
is, yes, we're going to show some photos, and you have to like tell us a thing or two about the photo, and maybe like
Sounds
a
good.
backstory behind each photo. All right? Are you ready to see your first photo,
Yeah,
Emma?
I am ready.
There you go. Let's see our first photo. So again, these are the highlights. We got something for Valentine's Day, Christmas,
Okay.
Mother's Day, summer break, and the first one is 4th of July. We got this
Fun.
photo. There you
Yes.
go.
So we always celebrate the 4th of July. It's a huge holiday, of course, in the United States because it is our Independence Day. This year was a little bit different because of COVID.
Hmm.
So we, normally have big celebrations. There's fireworks and everyone goes to, these firework events. But this year, everybody tried to, maintain social distancing and be safer at home. So we're actually at a family member's home and we're just back in their backyard at the pool. So that's kind of like the little hut by the pool, and just grabbed a little American flag that was out for decoration and took a quick picture before we, continue to grill out and just celebrate by hanging out by the pool and just being with family. So it was a really really fun day. It was different than most years, but definitely still a fun way to celebrate.
Yeah, that's actually a really great thing that you mentioned. And um, I'd like to do a follow-up on that, Emma. We actually had this question asked in one of our interviews before. Speaking of 4th of July, and of course, speaking of being American, what do you think
Mhm.
for you is the best thing about being American?
I think the best thing for me is knowing that I have endless opportunities and the ability to follow my dreams. People in other countries, depending on what country it is, may not have the same opportunities that I have because I live in America. I know that, being American, I am very privileged in that aspect. The ability to go to college and go to law school, and to grow up, with a great community and a great family. Those things just come from having a great family, and you can have a great family wherever you live. But in America, we have so much freedom and ability to follow our dreams in the a lot of resources to get there. And I think that is just something that's really awesome about being an American.
There you go. Wow, that's a really great statement about being American. Thank you so much, Emma Loney. Now let's move on from 4th of July. I'm pretty excited for the next photo. The next one
Okay.
is we got something for, okay, which one is, okay, summer break. Oh my God, I
Yes.
love this swimsuit. Okay, maybe
Thank you.
backstory behind this one.
So this one, it was right before COVID. So we had a trip to Jamaica that we got to take right before everything shut down, before people in America were really aware of the virus and the severity of it. So we had this trip planned, and it was the last trip I've taken, and that was at the waterfalls in Jamaica. So we actually were able to hike
Wow.
up the entire waterfall. And so there's a little path. You can't really see it, but it was where all the tourists were, walking to the left. And we decided that we were going to just climb the actual falls because, firstly, the line to just get up this little side part was extremely long and would have taken many hours. And we had our water shoes on and we're ready to just, combat the falls and climb up the entire thing. So we were kind of on a time crunch. We were able to climb up the entire thing. It was definitely a workout, but it was so
Mhm.
fun. Yeah, so that was just, a quick little snapshot during that climb. But it was, yeah, it was an amazing.
Wow.
The picture does not do the waterfalls justice. It was so beautiful, and I want to go back so bad. It was so fun.
You know what? I'm really obsessed with this shot. I mean, it's just the smile on your face. It looks like a fun time, really.
Yes,
Emma,
it was.
question regarding summer break, and of course vacation per se. If you could magically fly to a vacation destination right now, as in magically fly, disappear, and then go to that place, what would it be and why?
Um, so, the relationships I've made in the Philippines, I would love to come and visit some of the people that I've worked with over the past year and get to just, see everybody. And of course, the Philippines is known for its beauty. So I honestly would love to come to the Philippines. Another place that I really would like to go is Thailand. My brother studied abroad in China for a semester, and he had the opportunity to travel to a lot of the Asian countries, and he absolutely adored Thailand. We're big fans of elephants, me and my brother both. They are my favorite animal. And he had the
Wow.
opportunity to go to an elephant sanctuary where he got to help give mud baths to the baby elephants, and like that is a dream. That would be amazing. So
Mm.
that's also something I really would like to do.
Wow, those are really great choices, and I am so happy that you chose the Philippines. Again, if
Yes,
there is any chance that you're gonna come here, just give us a message, and then we're more than willing to be your tour guides here in the Philippines.
absolutely. I would love to come as soon as we can. I will get out there.
Yay, there you go. Thank you so much. Now, summer break, let's move on to our next holiday or our next highlight. Oh my God, Valentine's Day with the cute heart-shaped earrings over there. Maybe you can tell us the
Yes.
story behind this.
So you can see a lot of snow in that photo. I'm staring out my window at a bunch of snow right now. So in Wisconsin, during the entirety of winter, we usually have a bunch of snow. So though I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt in this picture, it was probably like 5 or 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, I don't know the
Mhm.
conversion to Celsius, but it's very cold. Um, and I wanted to get some photos for Valentine's Day. I got those earrings thrifted from one of my
Mhm.
favorite thrifting boutiques here in Madison, Wisconsin. Along with that shirt, actually, I thrifted that shirt as well. So I'm a big advocate for thrifting and recycling items and clothing and fashion items. But this was actually taken by one of my close friends. She started her photography business, right when we first became friends, and has slowly developed into a very accomplished photographer. And she's kind of been one of my go-tos on my journey through pageantry and taking photos for me, and fun photos like this. So she took this one, and she's an amazing friend, and really thankful for her. And it's a great relationship because pageantry and photography, pageant title holders need a lot of photos, so it works great.
Yes, and I think I don't know if we're gonna agree, but then I think you are more than blessed by having a lot of really great photographers. You've worked with a lot
Yes.
of them. It's seen on your Instagram. Again, to everyone who hasn't followed Emma on Instagram, you will have to follow her. You're gonna be amazed
Thank
with the
you.
amount of great photos that you have on your IG. Question regarding Valentine's Day, Emma. Do
Yeah.
you consider yourself as a romantic at heart? What is like the
So, to get a little bit, to know more a little bit about me, I've actually been with my boyfriend since I was in high school. So we're approaching 7 years. So I definitely do
wow?
consider myself one. He actually suffered from a massive stroke my freshman year of college. And that was extremely traumatic and something that was really hard to go
Mm,
through, being in the hospital. And I had just finished my first year of college. So it was a lot all at once. And, going through that with somebody that you love is, it's very hard and it's very traumatic. But I think, it just kind of grew our relationship to another level. And I really don't talk a lot about my relationships, in
mm,
pageantry because it's not something that, we're usually encouraged or told to talk about. But I really
yeah.
do like sharing that about him and that experience because it really just brought us a lot closer and helping someone recover from that was it's still ongoing. There's still complications, things are still hard, but I think
Mm.
if you care about somebody you can make it through anything.
Wow. You know what? Thank you so much, Emma, for sharing that. I know that it wasn't planned for you to share anything about your relationship, but
Oh,
I
it's
think
okay.
yes. I mean, it's also really great for us to find out about who you are as a person and the relationship that you share with people. So thank you so much for
Of
sharing that part with
course,
you.
yeah. And I think,
There you
maybe we
go.
should normalize, talking about our relationships too, because, title holders are all people and, we all have a
Mm,
life. So I think I do appreciate that we could talk about it.
there you go. Thank you so much, Emma. Now let's move on to our, I think, fourth. Our fourth photo.
For photo.
This one is
Christmas.
yes. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that photo. What's the story behind this?
So this was last year Christmas. So this is approaching almost a year ago. Uh
Mm-hmm.
I that was at my mom's. Every Christmas Eve we always get together and we do, a big celebration at my house with my mom and my siblings and we just have a wonderful time no matter this year we're staying home. Last year we always used to go to church on Christmas Eve, but this year it'll be a little bit different. So we this was right before we left for church, and my brother is my twin brother, and we're just having. My mom always sets out like drinks, and she sets out different appetizers and stuff to snack on. And this is right before we left, and I'm like, Ethan, can you take a quick picture of me? And he's like, okay, I guess. Like, he is not about taking pictures. But then he's like, okay, I'm only taking like two. And I'm like, fine, okay, we better make these count. So I was like, okay, right there, right there. And then he hands it to me and he's like, I'm done. And I'm like, okay. And I look at it, I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good. So that was that picture. He I think he did a pretty good job. He got the tree,
Yeah,
he got the whole ambiance in there. So that
I
was
totally
that was
agree. I totally agree because it's like a carefree shot of you. I mean, just really natural and really festive, so to say. I'd
yeah.
like to ask Emma, how is Christmas going to be different this year? Of course, the pandemic is still here, but then how is it going to be different for your family and your friends?
I think the biggest thing for my family in particular is that my mom is very, church focused. So the
Mm-hmm.
holidays, like every Christmas Eve, I've never not gone to church on Christmas Eve. So this year, not going to church on Christmas Eve will definitely be very different because we have like a very set like schedule. Normally on Christmas Eve, it's
Mm-hmm.
that we, get dressed up, we kind of hang out at the house a little bit. We go to Christmas Eve mass, and then we either go out to dinner or make like a fancy dinner at home. And then we every year my mom gives us all one present on Christmas Eve, and that's always like our Christmas jammies. So we all have like new Christmas pajamas every year. Um,
Yeah.
so that probably won't change too much. But definitely the church part, and we can't really go out, so everything will be at home. Um, and Christmas Day, we actually have never, celebrated with distant family Christmas Day. So that won't be different. But what will be different is my dad actually lives in Colorado. So my brother and I normally fly out and see him to celebrate the holidays, and we won't be able to do that. We haven't seen him
Mm.
in quite some time. So that will definitely have an impact this year. And obviously you don't get to spend time with friends, have any gatherings, parties, anything of that nature. So
Yeah.
we're gonna make it work. It's still gonna be a fun holiday, but it's definitely gonna be different.
Yes, I should agree with you. Of course, there are going to be a lot of things that will be different. Definitely here in the Philippines, it's going to be the same thing. But allow me to greet you, be the first one to greet you. Merry Christmas, Emma Loney
Thank you. Merry
from
Christmas to you too.
MEC. Yes, as you can see, I have here the Christmas lights behind me, like blinking a little bit. So just to add
Yes,
to the festivity.
I know
There
I have my
you go.
Christmas tree in the living room, but I'm in the bedroom right now because the
Yeah.
dogs are out there and I didn't want them jumping on me throughout this.
All right. Thank you so much, Emma. And we have, I think, we saved the best for last, definitely. Our last
Okay.
photo is Mother's
Oh, my
Day.
mommy. Oh, so this photo, I set my phone up on a timer and I was like, Mom, let's just get a quick picture. And Mother's Day this year was during quarantine. So I wanted to make the day special for her. And I was like, okay, what would you like to do? She's like, I don't know. And we kind of just figured out a day. The rest of my family was working, so it was just me and her for the majority of the day. And I came over and she and I had a special lunch together. And then she was really excited because she had gone online and found like this denim jacket embroidery. So she had
Mm.
ordered like embroidery string. She's like, bring a denim jacket. So we spent, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 hours that day doing embroidery on these jean jackets on the back. And it was the first time I'd ever done it. And I absolutely loved it. We both ended up with some very cool jackets that we needed to spend a lot more time on because embroidery takes a very long time. And
Mm.
so we did that together. It was a really good bonding experience. We talked the whole time, listened to music, just sat there and did a craft together. And then I quick, while we were taking a break from it, I just said, oh, let's go to the living room. I'm just going to set my phone up really quick and let's just take a quick picture. So that was just really impromptu as well, to just capture that day.
Wow, that's a really tender moment that you shared. And it's really great to know that you and your mom are like basically partners in everything that you do, right?
Absolutely.
One
Yeah.
one question about your mom and of course your bid for the Miss Earth USA crown. What is the role of your mom in being in you being a candidate to the 2021 edition of Miss Earth USA?
So my mom has come to every pageant I've ever done, and has been, one of my biggest supporters. She has a little pin with my face on it that she wears, and I always love looking out into the audience and seeing her sitting there. Um, and this year, because of the virus, she's actually a nursing professor at the college I went to for my undergrad. So she will not be able to attend. So that was really hard for me. I was really looking forward to her being there, and because of COVID, she is unable to travel because she
Mm.
works with her students and they have clinicals still, and is working in the hospitals and at nursing homes, teaching her students how to become nurses. So
Wow.
because of her job, if she were to travel, she would have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then it just wouldn't work out. So unfortunately she will not be there. I will have no family coming. But
Oh,
she's going to be supporting from afar. She's helping me, get together and help with my wardrobe and my last minute things that I need. And she'll just, be a phone call away the entire time at nationals.
wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, I really agree that even if physically she's not there, I
Mhm.
think the support and the love are going to be there wherever she is. And I think you have a great relationship, and it's really inspiring to see and learn about your relationship with your mom. Thank you so much, Emma, for sharing that.
Of
And that
course.
concludes our last, that's actually our last photo for our year-round highlights for Emma Loney. Thank you so much for answering
Thank
those
you.
questions and sharing a little bit of who you are through those photos from your IG. Now, before moving on to our next segment, allow me to read because there are some fans who'd like to say hi to you right now. One
Okay.
is Alyssa Marie. Daniel Samas would like to say hello, Miss Wisconsin.
Hi. Thank you for joining in. We appreciate your support.
There you go. Hi, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Hello.
And one more here would like to say hi to you. We also have here someone, yeah, Alyssa Marie would like to say hello, Queen
Hi.
Emma Loney. Hi,
Hello.
Alyssa. And
Hello, everybody.
Natalie would like to say
Hi.
hello, Miss Emma. There you
Hello.
go.
Thank you for coming.
And Carla Nixes would like to say hello, Queen of Wisconsin. I love that. That has a certain
Yes.
slide. Queen of Wisconsin, we are rooting for you. Good luck and God bless you. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you so
And
much.
okay, one question coming from Carla. Emma, is it true that you are working with a Filipino for your wardrobe in MEUSA? How true is that?
It is true. I'm super excited to,
Wow.
yes, I'm so excited to unveil my gown. It is, a dream gown. I never thought I would, in the United States, we have very mainstream designers that lots of girls, get their dresses for. We saw at Miss USA a lot of, everyone had to get a Sherry Hill gown. I don't know how closely you guys followed Miss USA this year,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Mhm.
it really doesn't allow for a contestant's creativity and their personality
Mhm.
to shine through when they're, given just a certain selection of wardrobe. So I was just, beyond excited to work with a Filipino designer and create a gown that I think is going to just look amazing on the Miss Earth USA stage. And, he really focused on the fact that I'm curvy and creating a gown that was going to accentuate that instead of, hide it or, other
Yeah.
things that gowns in the past I've kind of navigated or been drawn to that end up not working out because they're just not made for my body. So I'm very excited
Mm.
about it.
Yay! And I'm really excited that you reveal that it's a Filipino designer indeed. Filipino pride. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Emma. And again, to all of the fans, we have some more questions coming in, but then we're going to reserve them for the end part of our interview because right now we're gonna talk to Emma about this time her journey as a candidate to Miss Earth USA 2021. I'd like to first like maybe let's throw back a little bit. I mean, from where it started, Emma. How did your journey start at Miss Earth USA?
So something that people don't really know because I, have been involved in the system the past 2 years now, is that I did
Mm.
actually compete in 2017. So this is when I was,
Oh.
yeah, so this is when I was, it was my first Miss pageant. I had never competed in swimsuit. There were so many different aspects. And,
Mm.
I, looking back, I was not prepared.
Mhm,
I did
mhm,
not
mhm.
have the wardrobe. I, wasn't to my, best walking skills yet. So that's something. So I competed, in 2017, and then I competed a little bit in other systems just here in the United States. But then I really just, felt drawn to go back to Miss Earth USA and the Miss Earth
Mm.
organization because I don't think anything can beat this organization as far as the importance and the sisterhood and, just the positivity that the system brings. I think that the Miss Earth organization as a whole is just like no other pageant because it brings women together. Whatever way they're involved, whether it's a local title holder, a state title holder, a national title holder, and to the international level, all of us are working together because we care about Mother Earth and we know that we need to, protect it and, really do what we can to combat climate change. And I think no matter, if we win a title, if we don't win, we don't place, it really doesn't matter because we care so much about the impact that we're making. And it's about the service and it's about the difference we're making in our communities instead of just a crown.
Wow, I mean that's really amazing to hear because I think right now you have a clear-cut vision and purpose of why you are doing this. I think technically this is going to be your like how many years already of like joining Miss Earth USA? Is it the
So
third
this will be
time or
my
the
third time competing. Yes.
their third time?
Yeah.
And I think what is really evident with you right now is you have already imbibed like the mission and the purpose of Miss Earth as a whole. And I think I have here one photo. Maybe you can like just share a little bit. The first photo here, I'm not sure where this was. Maybe Mr. Technical Director, we can show the photo here. The first one. Is it there you go. Is this one
Yes.
2017? Is this the first one?
This is 2017. So that was my first time on the Miss Earth. At the time, it was Miss Earth United States, but now, and then they changed the name to Miss Earth USA. That was the first time on the stage. I didn't have a hair and makeup artist. I didn't know what tanning was. you know, but, you know, regardless, I was so proud to be on the stage. And
Mhm.
yes, that was my first time. So I love seeing that picture because I just know how much I've grown since then.
Yes.
And I still, I can see in that picture people that I still talk to.
Yeah.
And the sisterhood is just, it's amazing. I can say that I competed in other systems and you're friends with the girls for the week or during your time as a title holder, but as soon as that's over, you're kind of not talking anymore. Miss Earth,
Yeah.
I still talk to people and it wasn't about the title, it was about the friendship
Mm.
and it was about the
Yeah.
relationship. And I think that's so cool.
And you know what? You look like you were having a lot of fun in this photo. My God, for a
Yes.
first timer, it was. I think I'm not too sure what was going through your head if you were just like really having fun during the first time. But then fast forward to now. I mean, definitely you mentioned that you this is gonna be your third time. But what was the motivation for you to like give Miss Earth USA another try for the third time this time around?
So Um, my passion for sure for the organization, along with, Miss Earth USA and Miss Earth being such a predominant pageant. And,
Mhm.
as I've made it very clear that I'm a very strong advocate for body positivity. And, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to look different than all the other contestants, because I am curvy. I'm considered a plus size model, plus size
Mhm.
pageant title holder. And, of course, that comes with its set of challenges. I've seen my fair share of negativity um,
Yeah.
throughout, but I believe that it is so important. And it's honestly, I think, vital that we have title holders that are representative of women everywhere. I
Mhm.
think that, being curvy does not make you less of a title holder. It doesn't decrease your ability to be a good role model. It doesn't
Yeah.
hinder you in making a difference. And I think showcasing women of all shapes and sizes on the Miss Earth USA and hopefully Miss Earth stage is going to make a lasting impact. It allows women and young girls to look up and see these women that are different sizes and say, I don't need to starve myself. I don't need to develop unhealthy eating habits because I can be beautiful and accomplished in the body that I have. And something that really people have touched on with me before, on the negative side, is that, being curvy or plus size is promoting obesity or promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. And to that, I always say, our bodies do not reflect our health necessarily. So, someone may be very thin and assumed to be healthy. That person could be extremely unhealthy. They could have a very severe eating disorder. They could have other conditions. And same with being plus size or curvy. I work out 4 to 5 times a week. I eat on a healthy diet. I am drinking so much water every day. And I think the main thing that we need to focus on, and I think a switch in pageantry as a whole, is instead of judging people based solely on what their physique is we're judging people, on their health. Are people healthy? And our bodies can reflect our health to a certain level, but at the same time, just because someone's curvy does not equal unhealthy. And I really want to, show that.
Wow, that's a really powerful and eye-opening statement, Emma. Because, as you mentioned, there are a lot of like misconceptions about who can join. I mean, like mainstream pageantry, and I think with your participation at Miss Earth USA, you have, I think, established representation for women like you, which is very important, right?
Thank you.
Given
Yes.
given Yes, you're welcome. Given the fact that, of course, we're talking about representation and body positivity, of course, the road to body positivity isn't really all, isn't really that easy or isn't really that like breezy, so to say. What were some of the harshest challenges that you had to face participating at Miss Earth USA, and how did you like overcome them?
I would say every time I walk into a pageant, it is always the question of, am I going to be immediately discounted because of my size? Is, the work and the advocacy I've done going to be, brushed under the table or brushed under the rug because I don't look like everybody else? Or is like, maybe I walk and model better, but because I'm not skinny, I'm not going to, do as well. And that
Yeah.
has been very much reflected in scores that I've gotten over the years. I always score the lowest in swimsuit, no matter what. So that's going to be something, I'm prepared for. And it's something that I've, just accepted as part of this, and know that, there is a chance that I might not place. I might not, do well as far as placement. But I will be so proud to still bring that representation and know that I am extremely passionate about my advocacy, and, am able to still showcase that, being curvy is not, a hindrance on being a title holder.
Yeah.
So, yes, my biggest challenge definitely is just knowing that I may potentially be scored lower for that factor in every category, specifically swimsuit, along with, negative comments on social media or negative comments from other people, are always there, but it's something that, I take with a grain of salt. I don't, take it to
Yeah.
heart unless
Correct.
it's like, because it's just, what can you do? People are going to be negative no matter what, and all you can do is be yourself and love who you are. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, I like what you mentioned about loving yourself because um I think it's not only with people with like of course like body image issues. I think everyone has a struggle with loving oneself. I think it takes
Hmm.
daily practice, so to say, and like that acceptance that I have to love myself no matter what I am, no matter who I am. And I think this is one of the examples that you posted on your IG, which is so powerful. Maybe you can tell us now your stand or your insight on how social media has been like a really great a really big has determined greatly the way people see standards of beauty, most especially in beauty pageants. What's your take on that?
I think that social media can be such a positive thing, but it can also be
Mm-hmm.
such a negative thing. And it just depends on what,
Mm-hmm.
like, where you put yourself in it. So
Mm-hmm.
I, for the longest time, would try to make myself look, perfect on social media
Yeah.
and try to, and same with pageantry, try to like fit into a mold that I thought, people wanted to see. Never post a photo like the one that you're showing here where you
Yeah.
can see like a role. I would never in the past, think to post that because I'm like, no one wants to see that. People just want to see perfect things on Instagram, like all for the gram, all for the like aesthetic. And I think, you know, taking a step back and realizing that I'm not making, a difference by doing that. I am curvy, I am plus size, and trying to, pretend that I'm not and make myself look like I'm not is not benefiting me. It's not benefiting anybody. So when I started posting things that were more, honest, like this post, and, just accepting who I was and just saying, take it or leave it. This is me. And, kind of just being unapologetically yourself. That's when I really, started to be more successful on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, to this day, there's so many social medias that just platforms that give women the opportunity to, get down like a rabbit hole of just comparing themselves to other people that have edited their photos and, it's the perfect
Yeah.
angle and can be really toxic to people of all ages because, if you're sitting at home and you're looking at these like perfect Instagram models, there's no stretch marks, nothing, everything's just perfect on them. Um, it's just so unrealistic for women and men everywhere to compare themselves to these, photos that have been edited, that have been, you know, completely altered and in the perfect like setting. Um, and I think, we need to just look at social media as what it is. It's just a photo. It's social media. People are showing, the best versions of themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Um, so to wrap it up, there's positives, there's negatives, but I think as long as people, realize that it's social media and it's not, real life, I think that's a really big
Mm-hmm.
component.
Wow, that's a really great message. And maybe I'd like to like take up take something from what you have mentioned a while ago. Maybe we can like wrap up this discussion on this topic by saying
Mm.
that you are again you're given this level of influence as of course as a model and as a beauty pageant candidate. For example, Emma, someone right now, like a young girl, let's say, is watching you right now and has been experiencing the same challenges as you. What would be your message to that young girl right now?
My message is to follow your dreams no matter what anybody says, because you can do it. All it takes is you believing in yourself to follow those dreams. And just because you don't fit society's standards of beautiful or intelligent or whatever category you might not fit into, your dreams and your passions are the most important thing, and you can follow them.
Wow, that's a really great statement. And I do hope that with this platform that we're given right now on MEC, someone out there is inspired and takes a look at herself, saying that I am worthy, I am loved, and I am just enough, more than enough, right? Now,
Yes.
say let's now talk about the dream. So you mentioned something about following your dream, and of course the big dream is of course getting the Miss Earth USA 2021 crown. And I'd like now to segue to our discussion of the Miss Earth USA 2021 title, The Crown and the Cause. Definitely, um, we are going to talk about your advocacy this time around, which is, of course, legislate change. Now, I'd like
Yes.
to put the spotlight on this one. What is legislate change? Your advocacy for MEUSA 2021, Emma.
So I, this time around, thought to myself, you know, what really matters to me a lot and what do I know a lot about? For a long time, I was a little bit lost on what platform really spoke to me, and something that, I did naturally on a day-to-day basis. And I always, was focused on, of course we need to act, every day. Of course we need to be doing what we can and helping teach others sustainable ways. That was something that I always have done, and I still think is extremely important. But being in law school, I realized I have a very unique, you know, insight and ability to teach people about the importance of legislation. And
Mm-hmm.
here in the United States, we have the power to, email, to call, to send letters to our senators and representatives and help encourage them to vote on bills that are going to, be enacted into laws to help keep our environment safe. And
Mm-hmm.
legislation is not something we think about too frequently on a day-to-day basis. But,
Mm-hmm.
just finishing my first semester of law school and knowing the impact that laws actually play on a day-to-day basis, implementing new laws that are going to help protect our earth are going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
We frequently don't think about, the impact that companies have. We know that they create a lot of carbon emission. We know that they dump a lot of waste into
Yeah.
the waters and the oceans. But what does that actually mean on a legislation standpoint? That means that
Mm-hmm.
if we enact legislation that is going to help prohibit them from doing things like this, put a tax on carbon emission, or put a cap
Mm-hmm.
on waste that they dump into the waters, those types of things can help make a huge lasting impact to combat climate change. And I think that it's our duty as, Americans, and, legislation on a worldwide level, to help advocate for those laws to be passed. And you don't have to be a law student like me. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be involved in politics. You can email your representatives. You can email your senators and encourage them to vote on these bills, because, currently there are so many laws, and or not laws, they're considered bills before they're voted on and turned into laws. There are so many bills that are sitting either in the House or the Senate currently that are to be voted on. And if you are emailing and, in so many words, harassing your state representatives to vote on
Yeah.
these bills, they may be more inclined to, help pass them.
There you go. Again, this is a really important advocacy or cause, Emma. And I think being a law student, you are in the perfect position to like push for this one. But I'd like to ask, among the many environmental laws that you wanted to be passed or wanted to be officially a law in your country, what is your top priority, so to say, among the environmental laws?
So I think the biggest things right now are energy, water, and carbon emission. So any laws that are having to do with, let's start off with energy. If we can enact a smart energy and water efficiency act, and an act like this is currently, to be voted on right now, and helping and putting a focus on creating more sustainable energy and having an actual law that is going to, help companies and help creators make more efficient use of electricity, or put a cap on electricity use. It's scary to think about that we might be limited to electricity use, but at the same time, something needs to be done. And focusing on that and actually putting a main legislation focus on creating alternative sources of energy are going to make an impact. Imagine a day where we don't have to rely on fossil fuels. That is the dream,
Mm,
I think.
yeah.
And being able to create legislation that's going to help, fight for that is so important. Then moving on to water, we are dumping just so much into our oceans, our ocean life, our lake life, our every life that is living in water right now is suffering. And people
Mm,
might not think that our animals matter, but they do. Protecting our wildlife matters so much. And we need to drink to survive. So we need to protect our water.
Yeah.
So I think that's also extremely important. And then, putting a tax on carbon emission in large companies is going to be extremely important because,
Mhm.
you know, putting a tax on these carbon emissions is going to really encourage companies to not be polluting as much. Because if you have to pay for the pollution,
Yeah.
that's going to definitely make the usage decrease.
Yes, yes. That's a really great statement about like the laws. And I think you mentioned something about marine protection, which is I think related to like the next slide that we're going to show right now. Aside from of course like pushing for this specific advocacy on environmental laws, you have been working so hard with the cleanup drives. I think the next one right here.
Mhm.
You have been
Yes.
doing a lot of like cleanup drives. I mean, maybe you can like tell us a story behind these photos.
Yeah, so obviously, my main focus is legislation. But like I said before, still acting in the community and still showing
Yeah.
people that we need to clean up and still need to be doing our day-to-day, activities to help protect the earth. We have a duty every day to help decrease our carbon footprint and to help protect our earth. So this was a lake cleanup that we did in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is about an hour away, and it borders on the one of the largest lakes in the Great Lakes. And we just, spent a few hours picking up there, and the amount of trash at this
Mm.
lakefront was just so disheartening because
Oh my God.
it there's trash cans everywhere, and just the pollution in the water that's being you know brought to the shore, or people are just sitting on the rocks and thrown down, and that's just one tiny part. So
Mm.
I think leading cleanup efforts like this is something I would definitely continue with. I'll continue with as long as I possibly can because someone needs to pick up the trash, and I think we all of course have a duty to not create it, but we also have a duty to clean it up.
Yes, and I think we have one video here, like you with you in action. Maybe we can play that video right now, just to like show our fans right now what kind of work you've been doing in terms of like waste management and like doing the cleanup drives. Let's
Yeah.
watch this video.
Hi guys, today is World Cleanup Day and I'm here with Miss Illinois at the Hi everyone! on the Bradford Beachfront in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We've got our Garbo Grabber stuff, sponsored by the Clean Earth Project and Garbo Grabber.
There you go. Now I'd like to ask Emma, why is it important for like women or like a community like women or like beauty pageant contestants like your sisterhood to become a community of like earth warriors like in the long run? What's the impact of that?
I believe the impact of creating, relationships and creating, one unified beauties for a cause is that
Yeah.
following our titles, we're going to still go out into the world and still try to make a difference and still advocate for the climate, um, and for climate change and protecting our earth. So, though we only hold these titles for a year, whoever wins Miss Earth USA or Miss Earth, they're holding the title for a year, and then
Mhm.
they pass on their crown. In this system specifically, in building that sisterhood, we're not stopping after we give up our title. We're continuing this mission for the rest of our lives. And having women in our corner that we have developed relationships with, like, for example, in that video with Miss Illinois, we're going to
Mm.
continue to help lead cleanup efforts together following our reign. We're going to still be going out into our communities and making a difference following, being title holders. And for me, as far as legislation, that's going to be my job. I'm going
Yeah.
to be doing this for the rest of my life. And it's more than a title, it's more than a crown. It's just, it's a lifelong mission and duty.
Yes, and I totally agree that I think everyone has a part or has a role. I think there is no such thing as a big or small part in this like fight against climate change and our crusade to protect the environment. Everyone has like a part, so to say. One last question, Emma. Let's now talk about the competition this time. what are you most excited about? I think it's going to be in a few weeks' time that you're going to compete at Miss
Yes.
Earth USA 2021. What are you most excited about?
So I don't know if I've officially said this on social media, but Alyssa Cleansing and I are roommates. We became very close friends.
Wow.
We consider each other, one of our best friends at this point. We've been, developing a relationship since we both won our titles over
Mhm.
social media. We FaceTime all the time. She is such a wonderful person, and I love her so much. So I'm, of course, excited for the competition and to share my advocacy on the national level. Um, but I'm so excited to see her and, create lasting memories with somebody that, shares the same passions. In addition to that, as far as competition goes, I'm really excited to do my interview with the judges and kind of,
Mhm.
tell them what I've been telling you about the importance of legislation, who I am as a person, and, getting to represent curvy women everywhere on the Miss Earth USA stage.
You know what? I'm also really excited for that part for you, Emma, because I think from what we have gathered from this interview, you're a queen who has something to say, and I think that is something that we have to be so excited about. We can't wait for your journey to unfold come January 2021. So do not miss it, Miss Earth fans, because we are going to have, of course, more on Emma Loney and the other candidates in the coming weeks. But for now, Emma, let's now go to our fans, our Earthlings. They have a lot, as in a lot of questions for
Oh,
you
good.
right now. So maybe we can start flashing some of the questions from the fans, starting with, okay, one question here is coming from, let's take a look at one of the questions here. Earthlings ask, okay, Daniel Salmon would like to ask, which do you think is the best way to do to punish environmental criminals or to give incentives to environmental heroes? Well, that's a really good question.
And that is, yes, it's a very good question and something that we focus on in criminal law, not specifically environmental, but what's the best way to approach um, criminalization and punishment as a whole? Is it better
Mhm.
to punish people or is it better to, try to rehabilitate them? I think both
Yeah.
have their benefits. Like I talked about before, taxing carbon emission, that is going to not be directly a punishment, but it's going to be an incentive to not have to pay as much. I think at the end of the day, if someone is continuing to create damage to our environment, there does need to be
Mhm.
some aspect of punishment. If someone is continuing to dump um, toxic waste into our lake, that has to be punished because repeated behavior is more likely to be again repeated in the future. But
Yeah.
I believe that everybody has the opportunity to change, and
Mhm.
giving positive incentives to care for our earth. If there's companies that are
Yeah.
specifically making efforts to be more environmentally friendly, giving them maybe a stipend or bonus from the government to help, you know, encourage that behavior. I think both are important and both, something that we need to utilize.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much, Emma, and thank you, Daniel, for that question. Next one is from one of your fellow Miss Earth USA sisters, Angel Strong. Hi, Angel. Her question is, what is your biggest contribution to environmental justice outside your career ambitions? Love you, Emma. What is your answer to this one?
So specifically referring to, the legislation that I am focusing on, I've reached out to our senators and our representatives here in Wisconsin. So calling, emailing, encouraging them to vote on the current bills that are, being voted on in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Like that
Mm-hmm.
is a big thing that I do on a regular basis that I don't really share about. But I think I'm going to start sharing about some example letters so people can, do what I'm doing and just send those out. You don't even need to call, you can send a quick email. But that's something that I do frequently that I think is really important. Additionally, for my Think Global Act Local event here in Wisconsin, I created a recycling program at a low income housing community. And for that, I worked with them for about 7 months, and I got big garbage cans for them to put metal recyclables
Mhm.
into. And I took those to our local recycling plant, which gives you a couple cents per can, and then was able to give that money back to the community so they could fund community projects. So those are just two different kinds of things that I've done that I'm really passionate about both things, and will definitely be sharing more about.
Wow, really hardworking Emma Loney right there. Thank you so much, Angel Strong. And Angel
Thank
Strong
you.
would like to say word queen. Yes, thank you so much. And we'd like to say a special shout out to some of our special viewers right now. Miss Earth Ireland, Aileen O'Donnell is watching right now. You are beautiful. Best of luck,
Oh,
Miss Earth Island.
thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you.
And someone else is watching. Ken Stevens, the national director of Miss Earth Belgium, says beautiful. Thank you so much, Ken, for
Thank
watching right
you.
now. There you go. And there you have it. Thank you so much to all of our fans. We have already asked some of your questions for our extra special guest for tonight, Emma Loney, Miss Wisconsin Earth 2021. One final question before we wrap things up, Emma. Quickly, since it's Christmas time, what is your special Christmas wish for Mother Earth?
My wish is that we create sustainable energy because, you know, we are killing our world and we have a duty to protect it. And if I could, just snap my fingers and have a wish come true, it would be that we have sustainable energy so our pollution decreases significantly. Um, I think it's obtainable, maybe not yet, but I think we can do it.
There you go. Thank you so much, Emma. You know what? We're about to end the interview, but then I think one takeaway is that we were able to talk to a woman who has clear vision, a clear purpose as a Miss Earth USA candidate, and someone who has something to say, and someone who is there to represent not only herself, but then everyone who can relate to you. Emma Loney, Miss Wisconsin Earth 2021. Thank you so much for gracing our interview and the best of luck
Thank
on your
you.
journey come January 2021. Maraming maraming
Thank
salamat.
you. Oh,
And
thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for having me. It has been so much fun. I've appreciated it so much. And, I can't say thank you enough.
yay! And we're so excited for your journey to unfold in Miss Earth USA. And to all of our fans right now from the Philippines, from the USA, from Belgium to Ireland, and anywhere around the world, thank you so much for watching our extra special interview on our In Focus series with the beautiful Emma Loney, Miss Wisconsin Earth 2021. Virtual applause for our special guest. And this is only episode 3 because we have more in store for our In Focus series because on Monday, on December 21, we'll have our commenter a while ago, Angel Strong, Miss Nebraska Earth, will be on our screen on Monday on our In Focus interview. Thank you so much, Angel, and see you. And to all of our fans, maraming maraming salamat. This has been a great conversation here on MEC TV In Focus. This is your host, Noy Sabelano, on behalf of my lovely guest, Emma Loney, Miss Wisconsin Earth 2021. I'd like to say thank you, stay safe, and have a great weekend, everyone. Maraming maraming salamat po. Bye!